Hey, welcome back and good morning to Doyle Richmond.
Good
Hey,
morning.
how are you doing today, sir?
Really good.
Really good. All right. Thanks for coming in as always. And let's just start it off. You are a real estate agent in the county.
Right.
You've been doing it for quite a while, since
20 years.
20 years. That's great. And let's start it off though with the question: how's the inventory in the county? Could someone really consider finding some good product out there at this time of year?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's good inventory throughout the year. There's not like it's not like a situation where the prices go up on a particular season, or there's less inventory per se than others. Historically speaking, we're gonna just use Keystone for example. We're gonna average between about maybe 220 up to maybe about 300 properties through the throughout the year.
Right.
Just to pick one resort.
Great.
And I think this last year we did about. We're getting close to 200 plus sales, this year.
Nice, good for you guys.
Which, just to put that relatively speaking, we were about 150 sales the last few years. So we had a pretty good increase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Across the board in the paper the other day, Summit Daily, it said about a 15% increase. Keystone saw more along the lines, about a 30+% increase. So depending on the particular market, there was definitely an increase in sales. So good inventory on the market. Prices have, we say as brokers, have stabilized, and
right.
the opportunities are there now, I think.
Yeah, and that's a good point that you're talking about the pricing stabilizing. So it's really trending on a market that is, well, really a healthier market than it has been the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think we're all real excited in the brokerage community that the market is doing what it's doing. More sales typically mean, historically speaking, they're going to precede prices going up.
Yeah.
And they're flipping through some different pictures here in Keystone just to show price ranges that exist in
Which is
Keystone.
really outstanding, talking about 100,000 or 200,000 of getting a property that you are still walking distance to the list at Keystone.
That was several clips before at River Run that they showed a $200,000 price range. You get a great one bedroom, like you said, and walking distance. In some cases, snowball throw and hit the gondola. Got to be a pretty good hard snowball, but you can do it.
But
it's capable.
River Run Village, it's a great village. It's not gigantic. You're not going to get lost down there. So when you're talking about, though, having a property in that area, yeah, you're pretty darn close to getting to the list.
I mean, Breckenridge is a spectacular town, for example, and it's much larger in size.
Right.
And just talking about markets, Breckenridge is going to make up about 50% of our market. And then the other part of the county with Keystone, Copper, Frisco, Silverthorne, and Dillon can make up the other 50% of the market. And so, I mean, first and foremost, you got to try to figure out where you want to be. I mean, there's great reasons to be in these different areas. Then you got to kind of figure out the product type and then what your price range what you're comfortable with.
Right.
And then then it's finding the right property. Do I want to rent the property? Do I want to keep it? Do I want to buy this? Like we talked about in the past, a partial share where I don't need to get 4 of my friends together. Or 3 of my friends together. I can go buy 25% interest, have $1 million taste, and buy $250,000 share in there.
Right.
And have 13 weeks.
Which, when you really lay out the amount of time that you can spend at a second home, let's say you're coming up from the Front Range, and you're going to try to spend every weekend, every other weekend or something. That's something that you may want to consider if you are going to do a partial
So,
share.
for example, you're not limited to just 25%. You could buy 50%, for example, in that case.
Absolutely.
And again, you may come up with a friend and say, let's just buy this together and work out our own calendar. But if you can't find that friend to agree with you on exactly what you're looking for, then we have legal agreements that spell out and protect you and things of that nature. So as you pointed out, the Front Range people are probably going to use properties more so than the person from Texas or Florida or Kansas, because obviously it takes a lot longer.
Yeah, and that goes back to how are you going to use this property? So what are you really looking for and interested in? And there are some definitely, as we did talk about, some inventory options and some great buys still out there. But how are interest rates still in the market?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that the buyers are really happily surprised. And interesting enough, about 50% of our buyers, so about 45%, but call it 50 in just round numbers, are cash buyers. So these people have the financial resources to make a purchase. They, a lot of them will elect to do cash. But I'm like you. I mean, interest rates are under 4%, in some cases even under 3%, depending on the loan program that you get. And to think about those type of rates and to know that at some point we're facing inflationary times, people will tell you that real estate's one of your better hedges when you start to look down the road and say, hey, at some point we're going to see prices go up, we're going to see interest rates go up, and if you can get rates like this, you know, you could do some pretty good damage.
Sure.
You would hope with
right.
saving the money that you're saving from the purchase standpoint and put in some other investments.
You bet. Well, talk about then if somebody is beginning that process, considering a home for whether it's primary residence or second home, what would be the first step in, or how can someone get started?
Yeah, I think they just jump to the website. It's doylerichmond.com. We try to keep a real simple website. That's our featured properties. They're scrolling down there. We have anywhere typically from 35 to 50 plus properties at a time, Dave and I. We think we have some awesome properties that are priced very, very well. But at the same time, if someone wants to do a quick search towards the top of our website, they can look at every single property and say, hey, I want to look at Frisco, Dillon, Keystone, Breckenridge, and I will look at two bedrooms between $300,000 and $400,000.
You'll see.
It's going to pop up everyone's listings.
All kinds of listings.
You're going to see all kinds of listings. So a lot of people like today, I'd say about 80% of the clientele first looks on the internet, whether it's through my personal website, whether it's realtor.com or whatever, and then they call a good realtor and they say, hey, what's the deal with this property? What's the deal with that property? Hey, can you take me and take a look at this? And then they get educated through the process. I think that you know, they can teach themselves so much by looking at black and white or pictures and stuff like that on the internet. At some point, it's beneficial to them to go out there and spend time.
You need to talk to
someone knows what the heck they're doing.
You bet. Yeah, and well, speaking of someone who knows what the heck they're doing, your information is on the screen. That's your cell phone number, even along with the website there. So people can get in touch with you very easily. Yeah,
people get in touch with us, and Dave and I feel very fortunate that we're able to do the number of transactions we've done this year and years past. So. They'll be in good hands if they elect to, call us. And like I said, there's other really good brokers, but we'd love the opportunity of speaking with them.
So if you're considering the idea of purchasing a home in the county, becoming a Summit County resident, well, the real estate group, Doyle Richmond and Dave Greenberg will certainly be able to help you guys out. So, hey, happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays.
We'll see you soon here, and we'll have some of those bigger holiday episodes here coming up shortly.
Okay, yeah,
it's coming around the corner.
Yes.
So is your holiday shopping coming along pretty well for you?
Okay. Well, yeah, I've done it all.
You've done it all. This guy's on top of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. All right, we're going to take note. It's okay to lie for that. Yeah. We don't want to lie about it.
We don't want my wife to say, but I don't have it.
That's right. We're going to take another break. We're going to catch up with the town of Frisco here shortly and wrap up the show a little bit later on. And again, don't forget, we haven't done our watch win yet, so we're going to get to that here in a little bit. $50 in the Main Street outlet, so hang tight for that, and we'll be right back.